Hi class, today we're going to be moving to Africa and we will start our art journey in Ghana. You will notice all these people seem to be very well dressed. They are celebrating the Adae Festival, and on this day they thank their gods and their ancestors for a new harvest. Notice how very colorful and symbol-filled these garments are. Those patterns or symbols are actually very significant in African culture or Ghanaian identity. And these symbols are called Adinkra symbols. And they are printed with stamps onto the fabric using traditionally made ink. So we're going to today make Adinkra symbols using a stencil that we shall make ourselves. I have asked you last time to look up Anansi. He's a very important character in African mythology, and he's a spider who is always present when the god tells a story. He has many more adventures and stories to tell because he's a story weaver, like a weaver of his web. Anyway, in the Adinkra symbols, Anansi is there, and his symbol looks like the sun or a star with many legs and a circle in the center. His symbol also represents wisdom, and that is why I've chosen Anansi as my Adinkra symbol. Use a cardboard or a hard piece of paper to make your stencil, and I will explain a little bit more what a stencil is a little later. So this is Anansi Nintonan, or wisdom. I would like to add one more Adinkra symbol in my stencil, and I have chosen the Sankofa bird. The Sankofa is a mythical bird that flies forward but looks back, and it is a symbol of learning from the past. And basically what I've chosen is a symbol that says wisdom is learning from the past. A stencil is a reusable pattern that you can use in order to print things, whether on a fabric, on the walls, or on any surface where you can print with ink or paint. So to create this stencil, we're going to need to cut out the shapes using a box cutter or an art knife or a hobby knife. I have chosen an art knife. Be sure that you have a cutting board in order for you not to create unnecessary and unpleasant scratches on the precious table. Now don't throw away that circle, you're gonna need it later. But let's put that safely aside for now. Right, I'm ready to print. I am securing my stencil with a blue tack or something similar in order for the stencil not to move while I'm printing. You can use a paintbrush or a sponge to print. Now let's see what our print looks like. Ah, wonderful! Let's make another one. Remember when I asked you to prepare a fruit or a potato? Well, today I've chosen to use an apple because it's been sitting in my fridge for some time now. Just cut it in half, and I think I'm just going to use one apple today. I've chosen a heart from the Adinkra symbols, which is present in the list of symbols that the Adinkra symbols have. Now I'm going to cut out the sides just to make it look more like a heart shape. And now I am marking the area where I'll be taking out the flesh, because we just want to print the shape of the heart, not the entire apple. Slice sideways to remove the flesh of the apple easily. Again, sideways, so that it cuts out easily. But don't dig in too deep or you might hurt your fingers or hand on the bottom that's holding the apple. Just a shallow cut. And be very careful. If you're not confident in using a knife, ask an adult to help you. Whoops, that was a big mistake, but you know what? Let's just keep going. Let me fix it later. Let's flatten that out. I think I will cut a little bit more just to make it deeper. I think that will do. Let me just cut a bit more. I'm okay. There. I think we're ready to print. Now take a kitchen tissue to remove the moisture from the apple. Set it aside and get a paper and your paints. Show me your work in the Google Classroom and have lots of fun, because this is very different from everything we've done so far, right?